Okay, to our next story, something else that gets me hot under the collar. Is HS2 coming off the rails? Well, the chief executive of HS2, Mark Thurston, has stepped down as pressure on the multi-billion-pound project has grown too much for him to bear. Poor soul. HS2 has been beset with many problems in recent years, but will the departure of the big boss derail the entire project? Well, joining me now is the former CEO of Mancunian Way, Nick Buckley, who's also standing as a mayoral candidate, I understand, in Manchester, to talk about this. So first of all, let's talk about the departure of Mark Thurston. Nick, astonishing. He was on a £617,000 pay packet since 2018. He's trousered over £3 million in 5 years, and that's despite the budget ballooning to more than probably 100 billion quid. Euston alone is late. The cost balloon there, 2.6 to 4.8, with no trains until 2041. This guy seems like a very expensive chocolate teapot.
It's probably not all his fault. Every government contract does this. Every government contract is over budget, comes in late, and they end up just being vanity projects for politicians, because once a politician says we're going to do this, they just go for it, because they want to have that picture in the history books of them with the golden shovel going in the ground, or with a big pair of scissors cutting the ribbon. So they become vanity projects. We used to rule the world. We built railways all over the world, and we were good at it. This isn't even new technology. This is ancient technology now in the grand scheme of things, and we still can't build. We can't build them anymore now. We can't build any large projects. And is he personally responsible? I think that's just a simplistic answer. The whole system's responsible. Weak leadership, weak politicians, nobody taking responsibility, nobody pushing to get things done, because their career is already cemented, their pension's cemented. It was broke when I got here. Why should I fix it?
OK, Nick, well, I spent a lot of time campaigning in the West Midlands when I was elected as an MEP in 2019. I spoke to thousands and thousands of voters. I spoke to lots of councillors, lots of local politicians, and I couldn't really find anybody who was in favour of HS2. None of them wanted it. It's an expensive vanity project to get people to London a few minutes quicker. You speak to the electorate in Manchester, where you're standing. What are they saying to you up there?
Nobody ever mentions it. My family, my friends, people I work with, work colleagues. I've never had a conversation apart from on this channel with anybody talking about HS2. Nobody. Most people have never heard of it. Most people who have heard of it say, well, what's the point of getting to London 10 minutes quicker? You know, look at the cost, look at this. In 2009, when this project started, 2009 under a Labour government, that might have been quite relevant then, but 25 years on, technology has changed. We don't travel that much now. We have Zoom calls. This is turning into a big white elephant. I'm not convinced one way on this project at all.
OK, something that a lot of people suggested instead, we have the technology in place to be a global leader and open up the east to the west, the northwest to the northeast. Why not, instead of spending more money on getting people to and from London quicker, spend money instead in infrastructure to open up Manchester to Leeds, Liverpool to Leeds to Hull, to create a genuine northern powerhouse. We're not saying that infrastructure and spending money is a bad idea. All we're saying is perhaps we should be balancing this onto the provinces, onto the north, rather than making transport policy always seem so London-centric.
Spot on. That's exactly what they should have done. But because politicians are based in London, it's always about how can London and the South East, how can they give money out to other parts of the country? How can we get our success and filter it to the poor, stupid people who live in the north or live in the Midlands or live in parts of Scotland? The answer should have been, let's create the north of England into a powerhouse. Let's build them a fantastic railway that connects, you're right, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, all the way up to Hull, Newcastle, and let them create a powerhouse themselves. Why is
Yeah,
it
Nick
always
Buckley.
London?
Nick,
Who
I had to
always
stop you
looks
there.
like
We've
handing
run out of
stuff
time, Nick, but I absolutely agree, and I'm sure many do listening out there. Let's hear it for the North. Let's not make it all about London all the time.